Howdy, Facebook. Let's get motivated to vote. It's right around the corner here, and there's some real important issue that needs decision, and the country's divided. It's not about the president. It's about health care. It's about freedom of choice, and it's about helping those who are struggling. Get your ass off the couch and vote yes for cannabis in every state. There is no excuse for our government to withhold this from us as patients and people. And I know that a lot of people are disenchanted with the current voting environment and the choice of political leadership. You know what's more disenchanting? The fact that people are dying and they don't have access to plants as plant-based medicines because pharmaceutical companies are standing in your way. And what you can do to change that, we might not be, the election process might be rigged. That part may be true. You know what I do believe is that if enough people stand up for what's right in healthcare, the rest of the country will fix itself. We're going to start today off with a giveaway. I'm going to bribe you guys to get up off your couches, get out the door, and vote. And vote yes on cannabis. And I want to bribe you with Magical Butter stuff. We started this because we had a friend who was suffering from Crohn's disease, and it changed his life. We've made this company into an international company at this point, and it's all been based on helping people with plant-based medicines. So here we go. Let's start it off with a 3 Magical Butter machine giveaway. Simply share this video. Let's get your friends encouraged to vote. We want them out at the polls voting yes on cannabis. And if you're watching this, you're likely a like-minded person, and we need all the like-minded people to come together, build the largest network in the world so our voice is heard. And when we send this shockwave through the United States in a week, we're going to send that shockwave, and it's going to have a ripple effect around the world, and we can start to change it. Pharmaceutical companies have us by the neck. I don't know how much your healthcare insurance is, but it's too much. Next giveaway for you. I'm going to bribe you again with the Magical Butter shirts. We're going to give away 7 Magical Butter shirts right now for people who type hashtag I'm voting yes on cannabis. Hashtag I'm voting yes on cannabis. We're going to give away 7 shirts. 7 shirts. Hashtag I'm voting yes on cannabis. I'm bribing you. Yes, I am. I don't care where you live. Go do it. All right, guys, those will come up in just a minute. We're going to do some more giveaways. Let's get into some of the stories about cannabis and what I've seen in traveling the world and working with patients who ran out of help. I've seen people who were going to have their legs amputated because Western medicine could not get a hold of somebody's bone condition, somebody's infection, cancer. And you know what's happened? These people have kept limbs, all right? Now, I've seen military service members that were on so many Oxycontins that they couldn't even function in society. Their bowels and their stomachs were so backed up that they couldn't leave the house because they didn't know what was going to happen if they did, an accident. And now they started using cannabis, and they have mental clarity, they're back engaged with their family, and they're not addicted to harmful narcotics. We need to get people off of narcotics. We have an insane population in this country in mental health. And it's because we're driving people to a point where they become so addicted to all of these mind-altering substances. And I'm not saying that people don't have their own chemical imbalances. I'm saying the treatment options that we're giving people are not being successful, and that's evidenced in the epidemic in the number of people that are suffering from mental illness. Let's talk about chronic pain for a moment. Chronic pain is a huge issue in this country. Now, should people be forced to have addictive pain pills? Or should they have an option for both non-psychotropic plant-based medicines and psychotropic plant-based medicines? We're giving them opiates now. Like, let's think. These are rhetorical questions, all right? And they're rhetorical questions because there's only 3 types of people that stand in the way of cannabis legalization. And before I go into this, I want to do some giveaways. Eric, you got some giveaway winners for me?
Oh, yeah.
All righty, baby. Y'all about to get some Magical Butter style. And here's all you got to do. Be true to your hashtag. Get out there and vote yes on cannabis. So we are momentarily going to give away 7 shirts. And while we're waiting for this great moment, we're going to go ahead and give our next giveaway away. We're going to give away 4 love gloves, okay? Because I want every one of you to be for cannabis. So get out there and vote. For the love glove giveaway, it's going to be hashtag I'm with MB. Hashtag I'm with MB. And you're going to win 4 love gloves. Right now we got a 7 shirt giveaway. We are buying your votes with giveaways. Giveaways and hard logic. What do you got for me, brother?
Let's see here. We got Millie Smith.
Millie Smith, congratulations.
All right. We got actually, let's start, that's a t-shirt right there. Let's start off with the machines, the 3 machines that you gave away for the hashtag I'm voting yes on cannabis.
The I'm voting yes on cannabis was actually t-shirts.
It was t-shirts?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So let's continue with that. We're going to do Bobby L. Moore.
Bobby L. Moore.
Bernadette West Fugate.
Bernadette West. We're going to give away a machine too just because I think we should.
Okay. And Austin Big O Hanner.
Austin Big O Hanner. Thank you, brother.
Woo! Barbara Anderson.
Barbara Anderson. Together we win.
How many is that? That's 5.
Yeah.
Tim's McCall.
Tim McCall. Are you liking these as you're hitting? Cool.
I am.
Perfect.
And let's see, Paul McCoy.
Paul McCoy. Thank you. So there's 7 shirts. We're bribing you. Get out. Vote yes on everything cannabis. All right. There's some other amendments, that solar energy, that other stuff. Look at the bill in your own state and decide whether or not it applies. Sometimes big utility companies are behind it. And if a big utility company is behind it, a solar initiative, you may or may not want to support that. I'm not going to support big pharmaceutical companies. I'm not going to support big energy companies. I'm going to support power shift back towards the common person so we can have affordable energy that is renewable and green. And I'm also going to support plant-based medicines so our own bodies can be renewable and green. If you believe that you're going to die at 80 and you're under 60, that's a problem. All right? Right now is that opportunity to take control. Okay? It's plant-based medicines. This is the extension of life. This is how we don't put synthetic chemicals into our body, which our body then can't break down. This is how we put things in things that are on this earth to be consumed. These are dietary essentials. That's what plants are. You've been told your whole life to go out there and eat broccoli because it was good for you. I'm going to give you another bender. Go out there and eat hemp and cannabis. They are dietary essentials. In your body, most people do not know that we have an endocannabinoid system. Here's an interesting fact for you. Every disease known to mankind interacts with our endocannabinoid system. I'm going to say that again with a megaphone as if I was a politician. Many people do not know that you have an endocannabinoid system. Very few people know that every disease known to mankind interacts with that same endocannabinoid system. Yet we all know about this immune system, and you know, we all want to bolster our immune system. You know the system that you really need to bolster if you want to extend your life? It's your endocannabinoid system. Live a cannabinoid-based derivative life that is so full that you're never empty. And that's the key to the extension of life. There's a few others, you know, and I'm going to give you a little controversial one. Stem cell research, all right? I mean, there's people who are struggling that have huge benefits from stem cells. And I don't know how frequently your family is exposed to extreme illness and you know, death, but partly because my career choices in life have always kept me around retirees and senior citizens. You know, I've seen so much that suffering that really didn't have to occur. And once you start to understand the science of cannabinoids and how they interact with our body and send signals and receptors, and you can really understand that this is essential to our biochemistry. And if you understand that some people's bodies are out of balance, and that's what reflects in maybe autism or Crohn's disease or cancers, the whole thing is to get the body into balance. And there's a yin and yang in cannabis, all right? And the way that I look at it is there's two molecules that are predominant in the plant. You have CBD and you have THC. And CBD is a non-psychotropic, and it's just great for overall body health. And for any state that has a CBD law and you don't vote for it, you're insane, because it's non-psychotropic. There is nothing, there's no, it's an inconsequential molecule in terms of, you know, what a person's going to do when they ingest it. So why would we prevent somebody from having access to vitamin C? You know, but really it's not vitamin C. It would be what vitamin C should be. And that's what cannabidiol is. So, you know, if you have a cannabidiol bill, vote yes without even thinking about anything else. It's not even a question mark, right? Now that's the yin and yang. Now let's talk about THC. That's your mental health, okay? A lot of people drink or use some kind of stimulant, coffee or sex, whatever that stimulant is, to give themselves that physical break from reality that allows them to deal with the bullshit that happens to us in life. So what if that molecule is THC? You can't overdose on it. It is psychotropic, and it's much better for you than alcohol and most of the other substances that you could consume. Let's do a giveaway. La la! Are you ready?
Ready.
Giveaway time, guys. I love you. Thank you. Hit the heart buttons. We love seeing those hearts flying across the screen and the likes. It's so fun for us. It charges us up and it gets us amped. You know, my whole thing is I like to come through your monitor, and it's like I'm sitting there with you, just talking with you. So we look at your comments. We really want to be engaged, and we want to support you. Giveaway time.
What are we hashtagging?
What do we have? That was your job, brother.
Let's see. Hashtag cannabis is a dietary
essential.
Essential.
Hashtag cannabis is a dietary essential. And we're going to give away 2 machines for that one. Hashtag cannabis is a dietary essential. That's a 2-machine giveaway, because cannabis is a dietary essential. You know, so let's talk about a little bit, so you understand the back end of how a medical cannabis program works. I'm going to use the state of Florida for an example. In the state of Florida, you have to go to a physician and get checked out. He or she does an extensive interview, and the doctor then inputs it into the system. It's a very tedious process. From there, it gets uploaded to a dispensary, and the dispensary then has the authorization to dispense you your medication. One of the great things about Florida is they did make it so you could have delivery. Thank you for that, Florida. Where they messed up was in a lot of the other applications of the law. It's for the most debilitating illnesses. So you have a patient who is chronically ill and dying from cancer. Your requirement, the state requirement on that patient every 45 days has to go back to that cannabis care physician and get their script reevaluated. This is a non-psychotropic molecule. Nobody's getting high. These are cancer patients on the most extreme narcotic medications on the planet. So we make them pay, and none of this is covered by insurance, by the way. Okay, so now the patient has to pay $100 every 45 days to their cannabis care physician in order to keep that script active. It is a terrible methodology, and it makes no sense. So that's why I lobby, and that's why I took today, where it's normally just all cheery and and about fun and happiness, and I took it and I made it with a purpose. Because it's very important that you get motivated to get out there and vote. What do you got for a giveaway for me?
All right, all right. Let's see. We got, I might pronounce this wrong, Paloma Gomez Cabral. And
congratulations, Paloma.
And Amanda Lynn Smith.
Amanda Lynn Smith, you're a winner. So you got some Magical Butter machines out of that, and the reason for it is we want you to realize that cannabis is a dietary essential. We've sold this product all over the world, and the response has been incredible. And it's not that our machine does exactly what it should do, great, but really the plants are what make the difference. And so invest in an education surrounding different botanicals, get them integrated into your diet, get off your butt, get to the polls, and I don't care who you vote for, if you're Trump or Hillary or Johnson, that's not for me to have any input on. What is for me to have any input on, I'm a thought leader on the subject matter, and I'm someone who's done the research. I've worked with the top researchers in the world. I've seen the anecdotal responses in patients from children to elderly on their deathbed, and I've seen the extension of life that it gives from a very elementary science at this point. So we need to invest in this. We need to bring this to the forefront. Nanotechnology needs to be introduced, and we really need to understand the biochemistries of our bodies. And the only way we can do that is if legislatively that's a possibility. So that's why I implore you to please become active in politics surrounding matters that are important to you and your family. And healthcare and the extension of life is important to every one of us that's a United States citizen. I'm going to wrap up with one crazy thing that I've discovered in my 6 years of traveling the world, talking to all walks of people, different races, religions, upbringings, socioeconomic statuses. And what I realized is almost everybody supports cannabis. There's 3 buckets of people that don't. People who are uneducated on the science because the propaganda for the last 80 years has misled their belief system. And they have not yet taken the time to invest in the fact that these are real molecules that interact with our body, and that every disease known to mankind interacts with our endocannabinoid system. So if you believe in healthcare, you believe in cannabis. The second group is people who have a vested interest in seeing cannabis legislation remaining where it is or being repressive. That's the pharmaceutical companies, that's the pharmacies, the liquor companies, some of the casinos. And not to go picking on them, no, I'm not telling, and the tobacco companies, I'm not telling you that every executive at every one of these companies is against it. In fact, I would say most of them are making investments into this space. But what I will say is that as a company directive, it is not in their best interest for cannabis to be legalized, because it will have a direct reflect on their return of investment to their shareholders. And when you work for a corporation, you work for your shareholders. So if you have a vested interest in not seeing this pass, sorry, but that's real. I'm tired of people being hurt and damaged because of your corporate profits. I won't stand for it anymore, and I'm going to lobby against you, and I'm going to use the power of the people to win. Thirdly, are the people that believe that we are so perfect when we're born that we need no outside substances at all. Okay? And that thought process, I'm going to tell you how I've seen that break down. That thought process sticks until it's their mother or their child or their grandfather that's on their deathbed, and they'll do anything in the world to extend their life and have a few more laughs and hugs with that person. And so I hope you don't fit into one of those categories. If you do, go educate yourself or find a different career path. I love you guys. You're amazing. Together we win. Go vote!